Yes, and that's some high music. I think he is. He's left-handed hitting. He does what he does, and he has the best pop in the country. There is no debate there. It's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball down to second base. It's a 1.8 pop. Crichton on first runs well. Could be off here. And, Helms might have hurt us. I'm sorry about that. Just calling what I see. Matt Petrie's the third base coach. Theo Piccarelli's the first base coach. Piccarelli's an alum of St. Mary's. Petrie's an alum of Brother Rice. There goes the runner he was going, I told you. Grounder to second. It won't matter. The inning is over. On the Sider title. We will meet the Bobcats starting 9 when we come back. It's a beautiful Joe Pinnock Field, the home of the Bobcats. We're in Grand Blanc. We're coming right back right after this. Welcome back on a beautiful 70-degree day. There is some wind, but the rain is gone. The rain has spoiled all the fun on this Friday, but Saturday is new. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to all of our veterans, including Pat the Stat, our own crew, Vietnam veteran, on this Memorial weekend. Let's meet the starting 9 for Grand Blanc. The Bobcats, the state champions in 2021 under 6th-year bench boss Kevin Hubbs, 23-6-1, number 2 in the state in Division I. And this is how the Bobcats will roll out. It'll be Bowen to lead things off in center field. Senior, very fast leadoff man. Hunter Ames will bat second. He's doing the catching. Lally will bat third, their best player and a Notre Dame commit. He's at shortstop today, but he's known for his pitching, and that's what the Irish want him for. Fidelino will bat fourth. He's a Division I prospect, 351 average. Started on this state title team a year ago. Helms will pitch and bat fifth. Dion will bat sixth. Parsons will bat seventh. Osterman in left field. And Allen in right field will bat ninth for the Bobcats. First pitch is a fastball that is fouled back. This is Nolan Higgins, the latest commit to the St. Mary's roster that now has 15 Division I commits. And Nolan Higgins upgraded. He was going to Lansing Community College last week, and yesterday he committed to Michigan State. So the list grows and continues, but this is a good story. Higgins was not given the golden spoon. This is a kid that really has worked his way from an 82-mile-an-hour locating challenged pitcher to really the number 2 or 3 guy in this rotation. And he's a really good story and a kid that's worked extremely hard to even pitch. He only pitched 2 innings last year for St. Mary's, and now he's pitching at Michigan State, and it's a good story. He's got a big challenge today with this lineup that Kevin Hubbs has rolled out. This is Dylan Bowen batting 193, but 6 walks, and if he gets on base, watch out. It's like giving him a double. Good speed. The 1-2 swung on and missed, struck out. Irish will complete the strikeout as we get a look at Nolan Higgins, the Orchard Lake St. Mary's starting pitcher, committed to Michigan State. And for Higgins, the numbers look like this. 25 1/3 innings pitched. He's 3-0, 37 strikeouts, a sub-2 ERA, a sub-.95 whip, and it's a fastball that can get up to 92. 8 pitchers on this St. Mary's staff have touched 90 this year, and it's a staff that's loaded with arms. But this is an arm that is challenged today, and this is the number 2 hitter, Hunter Ames. What can you tell us about Hunter?
Hunter's a real competitor also. He's a great leader. I think the coaches would probably say that. That's the word that sticks out for him. He was quarterback on the football team that went to the state semifinals this year.
That's a nasty off-speed pitch. That's the changeup. This is a nice guy to have. And last year he was a starter. Same position, or did they move him this year?
He's a catcher mainly. He plays some in the infield too, but he batted cleanup most of last year, actually, behind Lally in the 4 spot, and he's a big bat. He might be if you just talk about swing, pure swing, he might be the best swing on the team.
Well-built right-handed hitter, 289, 22 runs driven in, second best on the team. And that strike 3 called in the upper inside quadrant, says your home plate umpire, John Sandlin. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. No score from Joe Pittock Field.
Now back to the Bobcats, the shortstop, 25, David Lally.
So here comes David Lally, the Notre Dame commit. And there's a lot of rage about David, and there should be. This is a top 200 player in the country. 432 hitter, 7 home runs, 39 runs driven in, and an OPS that is 1344. This is a dangerous right-handed hitter to go with his pitching arm that's lethal as well.
Yeah, the pitching is what gets all the headlines, but he's definitely the biggest offensive threat in this lineup.
And it's a fastball up and in. These two will be going at it for years to come, Higgins and Lally. Notre Dame and Michigan State, regular baseball rivals, we'll say, but they play. They're in the Midwest, and they play one another quite a bit. That's a well-located fastball right where you want it against Lally. Inside. You don't want to get it over the plate. Lally can go deep, 7 home runs on the year.
Hit one last year off of Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
He sure did. And he walks him. Higgins not playing around with Lally. He's been pitched around much of the year, intentionally walked many a times, and unintentionally, intentionally walked many, many times. Here comes Nathan Fidelino, the designated hitter.
That home run he hit last year was against a pretty good pitcher, as I recall.
Brock Porter.
Mr. Porter.
Yes, it was. His good buddy. Yes, the Eaglets and Grand Blanc played a year ago.
Eaglets took care of business that day.
They did.
They did.
But I believe it was a game that both teams would go on and learn from.
For sure.
And both teams would go on to win state titles. The Bobcats in Division I and the Eaglets in Division II. The Eaglets are now in Division I. And these two teams are on a collision course to meet in the quarterfinals. And that would all take place at 3 o'clock on June the 11th at Novi High School. It's all set. But there's a problem named Brother Rice in between that. Pitch on the inside, corner, strike 3 called. Second K for Higgins in the inning. And so the Eaglets get out of the first. Thanks for watching from beautiful Joe Pittock Field, the home of the Bobcats and the 2021 state champions. Orchard Lake St. Mary's 35-0 on the year, number 1 in the country according to Collegiate Baseball Newspaper. Out of the Central Division in the Catholic League, co-divisional. Matt Petrie is the head coach in his 12th year. National Coach of the Year a season ago. State champs 5 times over are the Eaglets. They're looking for a three-peat this year. Their first state title came in 1998. Baseball alum you should know, Drake Titus, especially on this Memorial Day as an Army grad. And this is Patriot League academic highest honors. So Eaglets of Orchard Lake on the road with a big challenge against the number 2 team in the state. And they will lead things off with their number 5 hitter, Blake Grimmer, as he fouls it back. Grimmer on the season is batting .364, tied for the team lead in doubles with 9, and he has driven in 39 on the year. That's the best on the team.
As you run through these guys, I feel like everybody's tied for the league, the team lead or something.
It's a pretty balanced lineup. Nate Helms is the pitcher. 5-0 on the year is Nate Helms, with an impressive stat line himself. A 2.16 ERA. He's working in his 23rd inning. He's struck out 25, now 26, and he's walked just 8. That's inside. He nearly nipped Blake Grimmer. This is a powerful, whippy, left-handed stick. A 5-tool guy is Grimmer. Can play the corner, third base, first base, left field, right field, but it's really the bat that has people talking. Ground ball right side. Nice play by Cooper at first. Takes care of business, and there's quickly 1 out in the Orchard Lake top of the second.
I was a first baseman back in the day, and I always liked the fact that on something like that you had time. You had time. You just don't get in a hurry. He did a nice job there, knocking the ball down. Didn't hurry. Took care of business.
See why Cooper's out there defensively. Graham Blanc is coming off back-to-back losses. There's a ground ball to second. There's going to be 2 quick outs. McKay grounds to second. It's been a great year for the Bobcats, but 2 of their 6 losses have come in back-to-back games. They lost to Linden 6-5 on the 17th, and then lost to Country Day 1-0. St. Mary's played Country Day earlier this year, and I think it was 9-4 the Eaglets won. Is that right, Pat? Okay. Jason Oliver, the batter. Pitch on the outside corner. Strike called well placed by Nate Helms.
Grand Blanc's offense seems to be feast or famine a lot this year. Everybody hits or nobody hits. And,
Oliver committed to Michigan. He's a two-way player. Jason's had a fine offensive season. He's batting .311, and he's driven in 31. One of 4 Eaglets to drive in 30 or more runs. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball up the middle. It'll be a base hit. Smoked off the mound. That'll be the second hit of the game for Orchard Lake. So they got a man on with 2 outs, and that will bring up Parker Brustevich, the sophomore.
That one hit the mound and kicked up. I thought for a second Lally might be able to make a play on it, but it scooted through there. He hit it solid.
We'll get another look at that replay in a moment.
I love that was easy.
Oliver back to first. 6 stolen bases on the year. As you get a good look at Helms. St. Mary's has 62 stolen bases. Brustevich is a two-way guy. That ball's going to get away, and Oliver's going to get down to second base in scoring position. And so These are bags that you just have to be careful with.
I was just about to say something.
Nice
Nice job of holding runners and pitching with runners on base. It's a short hop that throw to first.
So Brustevich, who is fourth amongst the regulars in batting average at .382, drives one to right center. This one's going to get down and score the game's first run. Oliver in to score. It's 1-0 Orchard Lake St. Mary's on the sophomore Brustevich's RBI single to right. 1-0 Eaglets, top of the second. So a 2-out RBI. And here comes Ryan Mooney. Pitches upstairs.
That errant throw leads to the run. That happened last year in that Grand Blanc Orchard Lake St. Mary's game, where there were a number of errors that led to unearned runs.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Well, and a good team will do that to you. They make you pay for the mistakes you make.
Yep. 3 hits for St. Mary's, 2 in this inning. Ryan Mooney trying to keep it along. 21 walks on the year. 1-1 pitch is taken low. Ryan's committed to Notre Dame, the same as Grand Blanc shortstop David Lally.
The Eaglets have really jumped on people's mistakes all year long, haven't they, Chad?
Yeah, I mean, they have. And most times, I mean, the offense has been a bit slower in this month. Teams have caught up a bit, and obviously this team is well scouted. And, you know, that pitch is just upstairs. 3-1 the count. But, yeah, I mean, it's a relentless lineup where you've got 7 guys batting .300 or better. And so there's not many breaks. But, you know, hey, look, they've won by 1 run, 1-0 against Brother Rice. 2-1 rather. 1-0 against Catholic Central, 2-0 against Catholic Central, 4-0 against Catholic Central. So the pitching never leaves. The defense never leaves. And what people don't talk about with the St. Mary's team is their defense.
Yeah.
This might be the best defense in the state by far. The defense, really. So pitching and defense never leaves, but you can win 2-0, 1-0, 4-0 that way. And it's deep. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Out on strikes is Mooney. Foul tip into the glove. Helms gets out of it, but he gives up 1. And it'll go as a unearned run, but it is a run. We go to the home half of the second inning. 1-0 Orchard Lake, St. Mary's.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Welcome back to Joe Pittock Field. Glad you're with us. We are the Prep. Robert Sherby is your executive producer. Let's take a look at Grand Blanc. The Bobcats, we told you, 23-6-1, number 2 in the state of Michigan. We'll take a look at that poll shortly. They're out of the Saginaw Valley. They won it. It's a big school, 2,763. St. Mary's with 625 to do a comparison. Kevin Hubbs, the head coach in his 6th year, and he led the Bobcats to their first state title last season, state champs last year. Dylan Cumming, you should know, he's at Liberty and a 2017 grad. And this is a guy that led the team, Liberty, in strikeouts.
Yeah, Liberty is actually playing in their conference championship game today.
Is that right?
Atlantic Sun. I'm not sure if Dylan's pitching. He'd be going on 3 days rest if he pitches in that game. But they've played games the last 4 days in a row, so he very well might be pitching that game.
Very cool. There is a meeting at the mound, and Matt Petrie, Theo Piccarelli rather, is out there. And Higgins was taking his warm-up tosses and pointing and working his lower extremities. I don't want to guess on what happened. Now Matt Petrie's going to come out and join the conversation.
His leg.
And this is not good timing. There's a lot of depth, as we told you, with the pitching staff. But Higgins is a big part of it.
Well, and he had an overpowering first inning.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts. And home plate umpire John Salen says, "Are you good?" Nolan says, "Yeah, I'm
He
good."
says he's good. I'm not very convinced. I don't think he is. He looks to me, just looking at his facial expressions, just the way his posture. He's got his hands on his hips now as he stands there. He definitely does not look like he feels 100%.
Well, we shall find out shortly. This is Helms, the batter. So the pitcher versus the pitcher here. And that pitch is almost going to hit Pat the Stat. And
you don't want to see a kid push himself too far in a situation like this.
No, neither does Michigan State, I'm sure, who just signed him 2 days ago. It's a fastball inside. So Helms, the number 2 starter on the mound, but this is a guy that can stick it as well. The senior reliable infielder, and he skies one to right, fairly deep. Schubert goes back, makes the catch for out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down, bottom of the second, 1-0 Orchard Lake St. Mary's in this battle of number 1 versus number 2 in Division I in the state of Michigan. Let's meet the defense for Orchard Lake St. Mary's behind Nolan Higgins. It'll be Grimmer at third, Oliver at short, McKay at second, Higgins at first. No, that's not right. Brustevich at first. Irish is doing the catching. Mooney in left, Dresselhaus in center, Schubert in right field. And this is Cisco Dion with 1 out. Brandon Skorupski is warming up, but Higgins' fastball there says that he's healthy as he's quickly ahead 0-2. This is popped up near the Orchard Lake dugout. This will get out onto, is it
Jewett Trail.
Jewett, yeah.
Yeah, they when they built this field, they kind of squeezed it in here. It is not far from the field to the road. We've got a matter of about 5 feet over there between the two.
You got a nice complex out here, though, Pete.
It's getting nicer. It is a nice complex. It's getting nicer. They've made some updates in the last few years, and coming up in the next year or two, they're going to be putting in a turf field to help avoid so many of the rainouts that happen.
Very nice. That is a nasty pitch, and that is strike 3. And that is strikeout number 4 on the day for Nolan Higgins, the recent commit to Michigan State.
Speaking of the rainouts, the field crew here did a wonderful job today getting this field ready.
Yeah, give them props. Who was on that?
They were here at
Any names?
6 a.m.
Yeah, give them props.
6 a.m. It was a wonderful job by them.
I know David Lally, is it David Lally Sr.? He was out there. Some other folks. But, yeah, it was a great group. This is Parsons, the batter. He's the number 7 hitter, batting .310 on the year, 11 runs driven in. Here comes the wind. There go my papers. The papers. The pitch is just off the plate, and Higgins is having trouble finding the zone now with 2 outs and nobody on. Grand Blanc looking for their first hit of the day. runners on with the first walk given up. Second walk given up. So 4 strikeouts, 2 walks now for Higgins. And that'll bring up Osterman, Seth Osterman, the left fielder.
Osterman's had a couple big home runs this year. He had a walk-off home run early in the season, and then a couple weeks ago hit a go-ahead home run in the 6th inning in a game up in Traverse City.
He's got some pop. How fun would a game in Traverse City in April feel like?
We, with the Grand Blanc program for a number of years now, it's been an annual trip up to Traverse City, early May. It's a nice little weekend trip.
That's awesome to get there in May. April's a little too soon for TC.
April's a little too soon.
Traverse City, newest members of the Saginaw Valley League. They snuck in, a few years ago? A couple years back? Yeah. Nolan Higgins is adjusting himself, getting himself right. He's bounced back. He's 0-2 now. Parsons on at first. This is Seth Osterman, the batter. And he stays alive.
Short and fast again. Come on, Seth. Need you. Go, kid. Swing free. Let's go now.
33 pitches now for Higgins. 0-2 the count with 2 outs. Man on first not running. That is strike 3. Strikeout number 5 for Nolan Higgins, who pops off that mound. We've played 2 full frames as we go to a timeout from Joe Pittock Field, the home of the Bobcats. 1-0 Eaglets as we go to the top of the 3rd.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back to Joe Pittock Field. Chad Bush and Pete Scribner with you. Top of the lineup due up for the Eaglets, number 1 ranked in the state, number 1 in the country. And they're up against it today in a 1-0 battle. As Nate Helms back out for his 3rd inning of duty from Joe Pittock Field. First pitch, a bender over for a strike in the outside corner. 29 pitches now for Helms, who's 5-0 and trying to stay perfect. And the second to last game of the regular season, this one's looped to left and is down for a hit. It's a hit for Jack Crichton. That's his 2nd of the game, and that's what he does. Jack now 2 for 2, 4th hit of the game, leadoff man on for the Eaglets here in the top of the 3rd.
He's a really special athlete. Boy,
Big time.
A member of that great Orchard Lake St. Mary's basketball team.
Yeah.
Not just a member, a really key part of that team for a number of years now. He's a special athlete.
He's part of the senior class for St. Mary's in baseball that is now 112, 10, and 1. And all they've done is won a state title since they've had an opportunity. You'll recall their freshman year, the Core 4 won a title. Sophomore year was wiped out, COVID year. Last year they won a title, and this year they will have a chance starting next week at West Bloomfield High School to make their run for their three-peat.
They've got a shot at having a legacy of having never lost a state tournament game.
That's right. There's a shot foul down the right field line in the bullpen. Brandon Skorupski, who was throwing, is no longer throwing. And that's a sign of confidence, perhaps, that Higgins is okay.
Yeah, he definitely, as the inning went along, looked a lot better. Early those first few pitches really looked kind of worrisome. That one that got away from him, even the second pitch was pretty far inside.
Yeah.
But he settled down, eased into it.
Schubert takes the pitch low on that 6-5 frame. Schubert committed to Michigan. We've seen him in the 3-hole primarily this year, but the lineup has been shifted around with Jack Crichton returning and Grimmer struggling a bit. There's been some shuffling of the lineup in recent days. Good speed at first for Jack, and there he goes. Pitches off speed. It's the right pitch to run on, and really no chance for the catcher Ames to throw out Jack Crichton, who's one of the top runners.
Yeah, Ames put a good throw on it, but he had no chance. So picked the right pitch to go on.
So now Jack in scoring position. Nobody out, and a hitter's count for Nolan Schubert, the Michigan commit. And he rips one foul again, and Skorupski's getting out of the way saying, man, you're my classmate. Full count now, runner on second, nobody out, 1-0 St. Mary's, top of the third. This is the first of what both teams will play 2 games today. Grand Blanc and Howell is next. We will cover that here on the prep. St. Mary's will take off for Broome Park and Flint, and they will take on Macomb, Dakota. So a great one to follow here. Hope you'll stick around on this cloudy day, but no rain. And no outs yet as the full count continues for Nolan Schubert, an All-American last year in right field, a starter since his freshman year. And this is a guy that's found the seats 9 times this year, tied with 2 other teammates for 9 home runs.
He's a big boy.
He is.
I feel like this Orchard Lake St. Mary's basketball team could make a pretty good, our baseball team could make a pretty good basketball team.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Swing and a miss. Out on strikes. Helms with a K. And that is his 3rd strikeout of the day. And a big out. Here comes Jake Dresselhaus, the number 3 hitter. Just a handcuff job. So Crichton on with a base hit and a stolen base. Dresselhaus will look to continue. This is a senior committed to Michigan State. Led the state last year with 14 home runs, 5'10", 180, but a lot of pop and a lot of tools.
Crichton dancing around a lot at second base.
Ground ball down the line, just foul.
Tell Crichton's trying to get in the pitcher's mind here. I don't think he has any interest in running here. Wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to run in this situation. But, but he's just trying to distract the pitcher, get in his head, make him think about him as opposed to thinking about the pitch that he's going to be making.
Any little advantage.
I've not seen Jack play near as much as you have, but he strikes me as being a really sharp baseball player, smart guy.
He is, knows the game well. Coach's son, you know, the whole deal. Right. A lot of intangibles coming off that shoulder injury. And he's fine. Didn't affect his hitting at all and the throwing a little bit, but they just wanted to get it right. Here's the pitch to Dresselhaus. That one's shot to right. That's a base hit. Petrie's going to hold Crichton at third with just 1 out, and it'll be runners at the corners here in the third as the Eaglets collect their 5th hit of the game. And here comes Ike Irish, and also here comes Kevin Hubbs.
That was a smart decision to hold him there, given the situation, given the middle of the order. And right fielder Jordan Allen came up with a nice throw, hit the cutoff man, sharp throw. Would have most likely thrown him out if he had run. So. My guess here is if they go to a new pitcher this inning, it would probably be Braxton McVicker. He's a left-hander out of the pen for Grand Blanc, and he's the guy they like to turn to.
Well, and I'm sure with 2 games today and the playoffs starting next week, as Kevin Hubbs exits, they'd love to see Helms go as long as possible.
Absolutely.
Kevin Hubbs, a great job, a state title a season ago in his 6th year. The keeper of Joe Piddock Field. Here's Ike Irish with runners at the corners and 1 out. And a pitch is fouled back.
We almost got that one.
Gets you every time, doesn't it, Pat? Quiet ballpark, a big moment here. Ike Irish, the Auburn commit, in a big spot. 440 average, 9 home runs, 9 doubles, 34 runs driven in. Crichton at third, Dresselhaus at first. A lot of speed in both paths. There goes Dresselhaus, pitches low, no chance, no throw. And now it's second and third in a 1-1 count with 1 out, 1-0 St. Mary's.
We've had a nice crowd filter in here, but you can tell the Grand Blanc partisans are a little on edge right now, feeling that this game might have a chance of slipping away.
See the hustle there by Dresselhaus to get down. Swing and a miss. Cheddar upstairs, and Ike chased it. 65 degrees, comfortable, getting chilly. The clouds have covered. The sun trying to peek out of that left field sky. Helms against Irish. Foul. And we'll stay at 1-2. So Howell will be the opponent for Grand Blanc next. They're going to say catcher's interference? Yes, they are. Okay, catcher's interference on that. Let's get another look. So bases are now loaded. The runners stay put. But here's another look at it, Pete. And, you see the catcher didn't lie. He can't.
Yeah.
Ames felt it, and it's catcher's interference. Ike knows how to field that. Chubbs Ruckhaber on to run at first. This is Blake Grimmer in a big spot here for the top RBI man in this lineup, committed to Tennessee. And it's through the whole right side, base hit. That's going to score 2. Into score comes Crichton. Dresselhaus right behind. Allens throws to third, not in time. And it's 3-0 Orchard Lake St. Mary's on the 2-run single from Blake Grimmer.
It's not always about how hard you hit it. Sometimes you just need to hit it where they ain't.
That's right. Grimmer with his 40th and 41st RBIs, a Sinai single between Cooper and Parsons. And like you said, partner, just hit it where they ain't, as somebody said eloquently enough.
Wee Willie Keeler back in the day, I think.
Sure.
I was only 17 years old when he said that in 1890-something.
Oh, boy. There's a shot to left center, and this is going to get caught, but it's going to score a run. Tagging and scoring is Chubbs Ruckhaber. It's 4-0 St. Mary's in the top of the third on the sac fly from Ryan Minnie McKay. And for McKay, that is now RBI number 30 on the year. An aggressive swing, hit it out to center, and Bowen handled it. But scoring was Chubbs easily. 4-0 St. Mary's, top of the third.
The sun's trying to poke back out. Really is a nice day for baseball.
Yeah. I mean, no rain. The rain is just miserable. And you know, nobody likes rain. Yesterday, I know our crew was coming. They weren't coming. I mean, I feel awful. I had these guys starting, stopping, leaving. Everybody except Chase. He lives right down the street. But he was still emotionally tweaked from the experience.
What a great crew you have, too, Chad.
Oh, thank you. They are the reason for the season, I promise.
It is.
Pitch is low. Thank you for saying that. They are. It's an outstanding crew. And although he's not with us right now, Alex Westfall, who's not here, is really the straw that stirs the drink as well. Robert Sherby driving the ship today, doing a great job. And thank you for accommodating us.
Oh, it's a joy to have you here in Grand Blanc. It's always wonderful to have the prep in town.
Yeah, we've been good partners, haven't we? I guess we've done the most games with you outside of the Catholic League opponents. That ball's going to get by Ames, and down to third will go Grimmer. I believe it's our 6th game we've done with Grand Blanc, either in basketball, baseball, maybe 5th. But no, we appreciate your staff, the administration here. It's 4-0 St. Mary's. We're still in the third. It's been a long third inning. The count is 2-1, not 1-2. John Sandlin gets us straight. Runner at third is Grimmer. Oliver lifts one to right. Allen should handle it easily, and he will. It's the third out, but not before a 3-run score. We go to the bottom half of the third. It's 4-0 St. Mary's from windy Joe Pittock Field on the day's final regular season in high school baseball in Michigan. Thanks for watching. We are the Prep. '21 has been a great year to be in Grand Blanc and a time to be alive. A couple of titles. This school had a big title under Mike Thomas, 2021 state champs in basketball, 45-36 over Ann Arbor Huron last year. Followed that up a couple months later with a state title in baseball, 8-3 over Portage Central. I mean, what a great time to be a Grand Blanc fan. And they also went to the semifinals and played Rochester Adams in football. So the winning traditions can, and in basketball,
back to the finals this year.
Back to the finals this year in basketball. And my goodness, congratulations to your town, your school. I mean, this is really impressive. What's happened here? Swing and a miss. This is the left-handed hitting Allen to lead things off for Grand Blanc.
Yeah, both those state championships were the first ever in those sports for Grand Blanc. And so you had in that calendar year 2021, basketball, then baseball, then football all had their most successful season ever.
Wow. That's a killer stat right there. It really is. Allen, the 9-hitter, and a guy that we've seen in the leadoff spot earlier this year, can really run. Plays a fine right fielder. He's been on base via the walk 19 times this year. It'll be 9-1-2 for Kevin Hubbs. His Bobcats.
He won't chase out of the zone. He's going to make you throw strikes.
It's nice to have like back-to-back leadoff hitters, and that seems to be what this combo is like. Higgins deals. Pitches outside, and Nolan's been a bit inaccurate since that issue in the second. He battled back last inning, but now 40 pitches thrown, and you just wonder how long Matt Petrie will go with him, especially with the playoffs coming. There is no activity in the Eaglets bullpen. But it's the top of the lineup coming up for the Bobcats, down 4-0. Here comes Dylan Bowen. It's a chopper foul wide of the bag at third. Blake Grimmer with an error, but it won't count.
Bowen struck out his first time today. He walked and scored a run last year in the St. Mary's Grand Blanc game.
Okay.
I think he might have scored ahead of Lally on that 3-run homer that Lally hit.
Gotcha.
That was the one big offensive highlight of the day for Grand Blanc last year.
Well, they were going against a good one. That's a fastball that's fouled back.
Yeah, that was in the third inning, too. So here we are in the third inning today.
Do we have a gun? Do we have a gun on Higgins by chance? Is anybody?
I might turn up the dial.
You got a gun.
0-2 count to him here.
Good speed at first with Allen, but down 4 runs. Doesn't make a ton of sense to steal. Strike 3 call. That's the old Uncle Snappy, and that'll buckle you right at the knees.
That's 6 strikeouts for him through 2 1/3.
Really good depth to that pitch. It's that knuckle curve. Just filthy. Higgins again getting offered a scholarship this week by Michigan State, committing on Thursday. And what an honor for him, a guy that's worked really hard to get innings at St. Mary's. He pitched us 2 innings last year. And the kid was just trying to make the team, really. And here he upgrades himself, a lot like Jake Keyser from a year ago, a guy who was uncommitted and then upgraded himself, I believe, from a community college situation to signing with Michigan. And he's pitching this year for the Wolverines as a raw freshman. There's a fly ball not deep enough to right. Going back and catching the baseball is Schubert. That'll be the second out of the inning. Back to first goes the base runner Allen, and there's 2 outs. And here comes Hunter Ames, the catcher.
We got Lally.
I apologize. Here comes Lally. That was Ames. My bad.
Yeah, it's kind of a plus-minus thing when you play for a team like Orchard Lake St. Mary's. I mean, you'll definitely have scouts. People will see you play. But there's so many good players on the roster that getting a chance to play might be a tough thing.
It really is. There's a fastball head high against Lally, who wears that piece. Lally is the real deal, a two-way guy. 432 hitter coming in, 7 home runs, 39 RBIs, and an OPS that's an eye-popping 1344. Well-built kid from the right-handed side. Runner not going, pitches upstairs again. Higgins is making him dance a bit. St. Mary's has had some pitches that came upstairs as well. It's part of the game. Nothing dirty. It's part of baseball. Pink socks for Lally, which is impressive.
With the pink shoes, too, the pink accent on the shoes.
Yeah, good catch.
He's a good kid. He actually just recently was with his senior class, was named the Grand Blanc High School Athlete of the Year.
Well deserved.
Absolutely.
There's a fastball that gets over right through the heart of Jewett. Grand Blanc looking for the game's first hit, or for their first hit of the game. Lally wants time. He won't get it. It's a fastball upstairs.
You know, I don't think umpire even saw him calling for time there.
I don't think
folks,
so either.
I always told, when I was coaching my guys, I told them not to take the hand off the bat and call time, but rather to verbally say time, 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 time. Because the umps fixed his eyes on the pitcher right there. He didn't see Lally holding his hand up, as best I could tell. And if the pitcher throws, you've got your hand up, you're not ready to swing. Makes more sense to call it verbally than to put your hand up.
Yeah, good look there. Tried for it, didn't get it. Took the ball anyway. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. Isn't that what Garth Brooks told us?
Amen.
All right, fair enough. Fidelino is the batter, and that pitch is low. Nathan Fidelino, third base last year as a freshman and a starter on the state championship team. 22 runs driven in. A base hit here scores a run and builds some confidence.
He does not. You said build some confidence, and it's funny because I was just about to say he is a player who does not lack confidence.
Yeah.
He's a guy who's very confident in his own abilities. He not only played on the baseball team last year and this year, he played on the football team this year as a sophomore.
Okay.
Got a
What
lot
position?
of playing time. He was playing on the defensive end.
All right.
On the defensive side, as I don't know if they were playing a linebacker or a strong safety. It was kind of.
Hey, Pete, you don't have to break down defenses now. You're not John Madden.
But
although I bet you could do a good job.
Well,
Madden.
I wouldn't mind some fried turducken.
Fidelino batting .351. This is a kid that's gotten really strong interest from Division I schools, especially in the Mid-American Conference. Maybe the best team in the state this year is from the Mid-American Conference, Central Michigan Chippewas. Is there any debate to that? Here's the pitch. Inside gets away, but Irish says, thank you for that short backstop. I don't get that at home. And it's right back to him. It's like playing Plinko. Nice look again of it. And just that perfect top. Yeah. Runners stay put wisely. First and second. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Bottom of the third. And Fidelino's out on strikes.
That curveball's tough.
Nolan with another K. St. Mary's rolls along. So we get another look at the 6th strikeout for Nolan Higgins. 7th strikeout. 4-0 Eaglets. We're back after these.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Welcome back on this glorious final day of the regular season in high school baseball in the state of Michigan. My name is Chad Bush. We are the Prep. Pete Scribner on color commentary today. Robert Sherby, your executive producer. Now then, 70 degrees and it's starting to get warmer, and we're starting to get a new pitcher. Grand Blanc has gone to their bullpen, and Pete Scribner is going to tell us all about the new southpaw that comes in for Kevin Hubbs here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, Braxton McVicker's a guy they like to bring out of the pen when they can. I think he's got the one save that the team has this year, actually. He's thrown 25 innings on the season and has been able to get the job done. He's got the 0.27 ERA. And I'm going to guess that with the left-handed bats that you've got in the Orchard Lake St. Mary's lineup, they like this matchup with him going against them. He's committed to go play at Albion.
Nice. A Breton. A wonderful school. And you're exactly right. It's a left-handed lineup. St. Mary's will feature their number 2, 4, 5, and 6 hitters, all left-handed. And Schubert due up this inning. So we'll see. This is Brustevich, a guy that drove in the game's first run back in the 2nd inning. Parker Brustevich. Helms' final line, he gave up 6 hits and 4 runs. Just 2 of them were earned. He struck out 3, did not walk anybody. Nate Helms has left the game, and McVicker is in. And his first pitch is over for a strike to Parker Brustevich, who got a ring last year as a freshman, much like Fidelino was to Grand Blanc. Parker didn't get as many minutes and at-bats as Nate, but he was a part of that team and is a two-way guy that's impressive. He's a Division I prospect and the only uncommitted Eaglet in their starting 9 today. 1-1 the count. Braxton McVicker. That's fouled away.
Yeah, he doesn't have quite the control that Helms had, but he's going to be more of a little bit more of a strikeout pitcher. And as I said, he's had a really, really good year, giving up only 1 earned run all season long.
Rustevich batting .382, 6'3", 180 against the stingy southpaw. And this is a nice battle here. 2-2, leadoff man for the Eaglets, top of the 4th. They have a 4-0 lead against the state's number 2 team in Division I and the reigning state champion in Division I. There's a looper to first, well handled again by Cooper. And we got a new first baseman over there. It's no longer Mr. Cooper. It is Mr. Helms who's moved to first base. So Helms now at first. There's one out as we get a look at the replay here. Really well-located pitch by Braxton. It's out, number 1. Here's Ryan Mooney, the number 9 hitter. Pitch is outside. St. Mary's will play Macomb, Dakota after this one's over. The prep will stay here, and we're going to call Howell versus Grand Blanc, if they'll allow us. If you'll allow us to stick around, Pete.
We love having you here.
All right. Well,
Always
we're not leaving.
love having you here.
We may not leave till Tuesday.
Hey.
We may stick around.
Sounds great.
You got some great golfing around here.
Absolutely.
What is it? The Captain Club isn't too far, probably.
Captain's Club's not too far.
Probably get us on.
If you know somebody,
Chase
they
Kaufman.
might be able to get you in over at Warwick Hills.
Oh, Pete, you're the right man for that. I thought that was our deal.
Not the right man for that.
There's a swing and a drive to left. It's deep, but it's foul. Chase Kaufman says he can get us on at Warwick. So I like that.
The Ally Invitational coming up toward the end of summer is there.
Okay. Well, that'll be fun. No, I've walked that course for the old Buick Open.
Yep.
That's a spectator. Pitch is outside, 3-1. This is Ryan Mooney, who's known to have solid at bats that end in walks. Tried to sell the ump there, but it's 3-2, full count. Just missed. Good look there on the replay. Braxton McVicker in his 26th inning of work. Swing and a miss. Strikeout. Strikeout number 31 on the season for McVicker. And there's 2 outs and a quiet 4th for St. Mary's. Nice off-speed pitch, outside corner. And that'll flip the lineup over to Jack Crichton with 2 outs and nobody on here in the 4th.
Yeah, McVicker got some experience last year pitching in the state tournament. He would be a guy that they'd bring out of the pen last year as well.
It's a very experienced team in Grand Blanc.
A lot
Senior
of seniors,
heavy.
A lot of seniors on the team, yeah. I think they have something like 13 or 14 seniors on the team.
Eight in the starting lineup, if my math's correct. And yeah, I mean, this is the right recipe for a run. And it's a run that will meet Brother Rice if things line up at Novi High School at 12:30 on a Saturday. Is that in 2 weeks? Yeah. And then the winner will play, if St. Mary's gets there, St. Mary's. But who knows? Baseball's funny. And every year you look at the rankings and where the final rankings are, and then the teams that end up, even in the Final Four, they're not usually in that top 10. I hate to say it.
Well, and baseball's a funny game like that. You look at Grand Blanc last year. I was talking with somebody just today, and we were reminiscing how this time of year last year, I would have never guessed Grand Blanc was going to win the state title. They weren't playing all that great at the end of the season. Their first game in districts actually went extra innings.
Is that right?
Yep.
Who was that against?
I believe it was against Flushing.
Okay.
And they went extra innings, and so they were that close to losing that first game.
Crichton grounds out. It's a 1-2-3 for the Bobcats, who have a little momentum as we go to the bottom half of the fourth on a windy Saturday from Joe Piddock Field. We are the Prep.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Impact players for the Bobcats. David Lally, the Notre Dame commit, to lead it all. Average north of 430 now. 7-0. No earned runs on the year. And he leads his talented lineup. Nathan Fidelino, the sophomore, big game against Mount Pleasant back on the 16th of this month. Nathan Helms, who started at pitching, committed to Northwood. And Hunter Ames, a Hope commit, who's doing the catching, had a big day against Carmen Ainsworth as well. And we are ready for the fourth inning. We are the Prep. Glad to be here for two games. And I color commentary Pete Scribner, the pride of the great state of Missouri, the Show Me State. Show me Pete Scribner anytime, and we'll have him on the Prep.
There you go. It's always a joy to be with you. It's neat whether it's a Grand Blanc Orchard Lake St. Mary's game, or when you came up, we were able to do the Grand Blanc Beecher basketball game this year. That was a fun event.
It sure was. What a game that was.
And, always good to have the Prep in the house. The production you guys put on is just such a first-class production. It's really, really impressive.
Well, thank you. It's a tribute to our team members. Swing and a foul back onto Jewett. 0-2 the count. Nolan Higgins quickly getting ahead. There is some activity in the Eaglet bullpen. It's a couple of pitchers. The freshman Tuvalian and the senior Skorupski. That one's fouled back. This is Nathan Helms, starting pitcher today. They've moved him over to first base.
Higgins looking for his 8th strikeout here.
Not quite there. 2-2 the count. Big at bat here, Pete. Leading off the fourth after you get a shutdown inning.
Yeah.
This is huge for Helms, a guy they count on as the number 5 hitter.
If you could figure out a way even to score one or two runs here, you don't have to get them all back, but just to seize that momentum, having had the shutdown inning, if you can back that up with a run even, you start to feel like, okay, we can do something. And then next inning, you have the top of your lineup coming up after that.
Cut it in half, as they say.
Hey, that would be great if you could.
Full count. It's certainly been some work for Helms. Guy who had 3 wins last year in the state tournament as a pitcher.
I wouldn't guess Higgins is going to go past this inning.
Fouled back. The pitch count continues to climb. Now 61 pitches for Nolan Higgins in this game. He has walked 4. And he struck out 7. Still not giving up a hit. Strike 3 called. Punch out number 8 on another off-speed pitch from Higgins.
He's had that curveball working all day long.
Jason Oliver sort of moved in the way of our camera, but yeah, it was too close to take with 2 strikes, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, he's had 4 called third strikes today, and most of those have come on that big curveball.
So here comes Cisco Dion, the senior. Cisco batting .317, 14 RBIs. He's also scored 14 runs. He's trying to get things going here for Graham Blanc in the 4th.
He's really taken some strides forward with his bat this year.
Pops one up right side near the line. This is trouble, giving chase and not making the catch is Schubert. It was good hustle, but it was low. And that 6'5" frame had to go down really low. And might have got a glove on it. Let's get another look.
He had to go a long way for that.
Yep, nearing that fence. Good hustle out of Nolan, who does run well for his size, for sure.
With the right-handed batter, that ball was just slicing. It just kept getting further. You think you have a beat on it. It just keeps going further and further and further and further.
That's right.
And you just can't catch up to it. Off the bat, I thought he had it for sure, and it just kept drifting.
Welcome back to Joe Pinnock Field. Sorry for the technical difficulty. Sorry about that. Pat had to heat up some hot pockets and we blew a fuse. So hope everybody's better, huh? No, we're good. We're back, Dan. I'm just telling them what happened. Anyway, 4-0 is the game right now. We've seen a ground out. We've seen a base hit by Travis Parsons that has broken up the no-hitter here in the 4th with 2 outs. And Matt Petrie's out to the mound after the walk was just dealt to Osterman. Allen is due up, the 9-hitter. Kevin Hubbs is out to have a word with him. This is a big spot in the game. 2 outs, 2 on, 9-hitter. Hubbs is sticking with his 9-hole hitter. Your thoughts on the move?
Yeah, he's not a guy who gets a lot of hits, a lot of RBIs, but he's a guy who gets on base a lot. So he's trying to string the inning along here, I guess. He wants to get a guy on base that would bring up the tying run to the plate.
No doubt. Well said. So Nolan Higgins has run into some trouble here. He has given up just 1 hit, though, and no runs. But a man on with a base hit, a man on with a walk, and here is Mr. Allen, the right fielder, and he gets a strike called on the first pitch.
Runners on first and second here.
Higgins about to deal his 80th pitch of the game. 45 have been for strikes. Throw down to second, and watch out. That's the look at the best pop in the country from Mike Irish.
He's not afraid to throw it down there either.
No. 90 miles an hour, 1.8 pop. And you get another look here. And you can't get too nosy out there. The runner at second is Parsons. The runner at first is Osterman. 2 outs. Fouled back.
Nice cut there.
Looked like he was on that fastball.
Yep.
The freshman Tuvalian continues to work in the St. Mary's bullpen. It's a live freshman arm, and he's been a big part of the bullpen. And it looks like he's up next. Higgins trying to get out here in the 4th. Not yet. There's other action going on. Livonia Churchill is taking on University Liggett. Brother Rice is taking on St. Clair. We'll have updates of those 2 games coming up. Don't forget Howell and Grand Blanc after this. Strike 3 call. Got him on strikes on the outside corner. Strikeout number 9 for Higgins in what could be his final pitch of the regular season. And we will go out on this replay. The future Spartan with a strikeout. We go to the top of the 5th, 4-0. St. Mary's over Grand Blanc.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate!
Cloudy skies above Joe Pittick Field. My name is Chad Bush. Alongside Pete Scribner, Robert Sherby, your executive producer, and we are the prep. We're about to start the top of the 5th inning. Pete, your thoughts on this game thus far? 4-0 St. Mary's in front, but half the game has been played. There's more to come.
Yeah, well, as we said earlier, Orchard Lake St. Mary's is the type of team that if you make a mistake, they're going to jump on it. And we've seen that a couple times, 2 unearned runs so far in this game. We had both that error on the throw and then the catcher's interference. Both of those led to an extra run. And so, they've got 2 earned runs, 2 unearned runs. The difference between a 4-0 game and a 2-0 game is an exceptional difference, especially with the kind of pitching that Orchard Lake St. Mary's has.
Well said. Nolan Schubert to lead things off for St. Mary's. Lefty on lefty, this is the part my partner talked about. And so St. Mary's will send up for the next 5 from the left-handed side, and they'll face the left-handed pitcher, Braxton McVicker. McVicker deals, and that one is shot into the fence along that St. Mary's dugout. Yep. And that's concerning.
He was out in front of that off-speed pitch there. And
you think?
Wow. That was scary.
Mm-hmm. It's like taking some sniffing salts in the 12th round.
Well, he hits the ball hard. He doesn't give the guys that much time to react on something like that.
Nolan with 9 home runs on the year. And this one won't sniff the plate. 2-1 the count. St. Mary's with 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Grand Blanc with no runs, 1 hit, 2 errors. And the error was costly. 2 runs for St. Mary's scored on it. Breaking ball left upstairs. St. Mary's has outscored their opponents 9.5 runs to 1.3 runs a game this year. They've scored 337 runs on the season, and their opponents have scored 46. Inside, he walked them. Schubert, who leads the team in walks with his 35th of the year, and that leads things off here in the 5th. Here comes Jake Dresselhaus.
In a lot of lineups, if I had a guy like Schubert, I wouldn't want him to be walking a lot. You'd want him to swing the bat. You'd want him to drive in runs,
yeah.
But with this lineup being so deep, you can have a guy like that in your 2-hole, and he can take walks. He can get on base because you've got, Dresselhaus and Irish right behind him that are going to drive him in.
Yep. Dresselhaus with 1 of the 6 St. Mary hits today. They have no extra base hits. It's all singles for the Eaglets, but it's been enough for a 4-0 lead against the state's number 2 team. And the reigning champion in Division I in baseball in the state of Michigan. Pitches just off the plate inside. McVicker can't believe he didn't get that call.
Yeah, you could tell he definitely thought he was going to get it.
Get another look at that pitch.
And it was inside.
Yeah, it was caught inside. I think the argument is, did it cross the plate?
Right.
Over the plate, and it might have.
Well, I would argue it probably was a little bit inside, but at the same time, this ump has called a little bit off the edges most of the game.
He's done a nice job.
He's done a nice job.
Yeah. John Sandlin's done a great job behind home plate. Doug Tipton is your field umpire.
You mentioned these are top-notch umpires.
Yep. 2-1 the count. Runner edges off of first. It's Schubert. He's not a threat to run. There's a ground ball softly to third. Tough play by Dion, and he'll have no play against the speedy Dresselhaus. He eats it, and it's a wise choice.
Yeah, he really had no play there. If he had let it go, there was maybe a 15% chance it might have slipped foul.
Yeah.
But it was probably going to stay fair, and if you let it go and it stays fair, then it's down in the corner, and you got runners going all over the place.
Yeah, it's a nice shot there.
Nothing he could do other than what he did.
So first and second, nobody out, and this is Ike Irish. Lefty on lefty. Irish, a run scored today. And he looks at a ball high and in. Ike Irish having a prolific season for the potential first-round pick. 440, 9 home runs, 9 doubles. And he has 34 runs driven in. He is committed to Auburn, but the Major League Draft next month might send him elsewhere. That one is driven deep to left. Back goes Osterman to the track, and it's gone. It's a 3-run shot for Ike Irish. Touchdown Eaglets, 7-0 OLSM.
Opposite field power there. Wow. And that wasn't a cheapie either. That wasn't a cheapie.
No, sir. Home run number 10 for Irish, team leading. And, opposite field, St. Mary's has done a lot of that this year. And Irish gets over the fence. And St. Mary's makes another statement here in the fifth. So that'll bring up another left-hander in Blake Grimmer. I mean, it was against a lefty, too, and those are the matchups. St. Mary's has struggled at times this year against left-handed pitching. You can imagine teams seeing that they want to be attacked away from themselves, and this is a good challenge for the Eaglets, and just have to tip your cap sometimes, especially the opposite field. You get extra points for that. Grimmer the batter, and he looks at one upstairs. This is all just warm-ups for what will be the precursor to the real games, which will start next week, called the MHSA playoffs. That one is shot, and watch out. Bradley almost got his toes burned off.
It's hard to pull a ball that much.
Yeah, right?
You think you're safe there in the on-deck circle on the pull side, but
yeah, Minnie had to do some dancing too. Minnie's got some good feet now. Gets it from his daddy, Larry. Grimmer against McVickers, and that's fouled out of the way. Sun has shined. St. Mary's has put up 3 runs in 2 innings here. But this one's far from over.
And notice the defense is shifting. Grand Blancs will do that a little bit today.
Yeah, they're really bunched up.
Yeah, we've got basically your third baseman playing over on the second base side.
Yeah, good note. And then left field is played really in deep left center. Swing and a miss. Grimmer's out on strikes. And that is out number 1 of the inning. First batter Is that
Now
one?
in St. Mary's, number 3, the second baseman.
I thought that was 2. Here comes Minnie McKay. Get another look at the replay. Well-located off-speed pitch by McVicker. McKay had a sacrifice fly, an RBI back in the 3-run third for St. Mary's. Ground ball left side, over to field it is Dion. Bobbles it, stays with it, and throws it too high. The bobble cost him against the speedy McKay. We'll see how they judge it, but I would call that an error, and it would be the 3rd error on Grand Blanc today. This is a play that Dion usually makes.
Yeah, he's
and that's
solid.
Not Dion. I apologize. It's Travis Parsons. Sorry, Pete.
Yeah, he's a solid glove guy, too. You'd expect him to make that play normally.
Everybody getting kinks out in the day's final regular season. Oliver pops it up, giving chase is Helms. Allen giving chase, and that's going to just find the fence line. Activity continues in the St. Mary's bullpen. Who's down there? We got some activity. Oliver, the batter. Skorupski in that pen. McKay on at first. And it's a beautifully placed breaking ball over the inside corner for a strike. Oliver batting .311, the Michigan commit, with 7 doubles, 34 runs scored, and 31 runs driven in. Swinging a foul away. By the way, Parsons is at 3rd. Helms is at 1st. And Cisco Dion is at 2nd base. Oliver, the batter. Minnie McKay at 1st. And an off-speed pitch that nearly nips the future Wolverine. Two-way guy is Jason Oliver. Grand Blanc trying to shut the door here. 7-0 St. Mary's with 1 out in the top of the 5th. The sun is finally shining. Pitch just misses low. John Sandlin said so, and don't mess with him. He's been a part of some serious games that he's called over the years, including 4 state titles between he and his partner, Doug Tipton. McKay has good speed at first. The 2-2 pitch to Oliver is stung deep to left. Going back is Osterman near the track, and he makes the catch. Retrieving back to first base is McKay. It's a loud second out by Jason Oliver, and that'll bring up Parker Brustevich.
He took his first step in on that one. It looked like he was going to come in, and then he realized quickly that he was in trouble. Watch here. He had to break back, and it just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. And he finally, you'll see back by the track, makes the catch right as he steps onto the track there. But
good concentration. It's a windy day. What are the gusts up to, PB? 13 miles an hour at times? Yeah, I thought so. Pitch is inside. 2 outs, runner on at first, 1-0 the count. This is Parker Brustevich. He's got a brother that's a freshman. It is doing good things at St. Mary's as well. A couple of these kids have younger brothers at the lower levels. McVicker deals. It's a strike, well placed. away from the long, lanky Brustevich. And it's now 2-1 with 2 outs, a man on. 3 runs in for St. Mary's, thanks to the 3-run shot from Mike Irish's 10th. There's a shot to right that's going to get beyond Minnie McKay. He'll hold up at second, but it's a base hit for Brustevich, his second of the game, to go with an RBI. And the sophomore keeps the train a-rolling for the juggernaut called the Eaglets.
And McKay had to hold up there as the ball was bouncing in front of him, and that kept him from being able to advance over to third. Sees he paused, and then by the time he gets going again, it's too late to make that move. And with that, Coach Hubbs comes to the mound, and I think we're going to be seeing a new pitcher.
We'll take a timeout, and we'll tell you all about the new right-handed pitcher coming in for the Bobcats. St. Mary's gets 3 runs off of the lefty McVicker, and they're not done yet. We're back after this to Joe Peacock Field. To SP Sports Performance, premier sports performance, located in Farmington Hills, Madison Heights, Shelby Township, and Waterford. Contact us at 2sbsports.com, 248-397-8945. Welcome back to Joe Peacock Field. 7-0 St. Mary's, and the Bobcats have gone back to the bullpen, and they are ready for their third pitcher of duty. And Pete Scribner is here to tell you all about him.
Yeah, Gabe Morrow, he's in his first year. He's a senior, but this is his first year pitching with Grand Blanc, and he has pitched pretty well this season. In his 11 appearances, he's thrown 13 1/3 innings. It has a 0.53 ERA. So he's been somewhat of a revelation for them, and they're hoping that indeed he can step up and stop this rally here.
He'll have to do it against Ryan Mooney. And the righty-on-righty matchup is a ball outside. So runner on second is McKay. Runner on first is Brustevich. 3 runs in the inning, all on the Ike Irish 3-run home run to left center field. Helm started, followed up by McVicker. And this is now Morrow. Swing and a miss. Morrow, Gabe Morrow, another senior in this senior-themed team. And he's ahead of, or 2-1 rather, the count against Ryan Mooney. He did go. Mooney 0 for 2 today, has struck out twice. Grand Blanc with 5 strikeouts against St. Mary's. St. Mary's with 9 strikeouts against Grand Blanc. Full count. Runners will be off with 2 outs.
That one did not miss by much.
No, sir. Get another look at that one. Thank you, Chase. And yeah,
inside.
Yeah, didn't miss by much. You're right. Aims the sign, and it's a ball. So the bases are now loaded And this is trouble because Jack Crichton, the number one hitter in average on this team, struts up. 453 hitter, 25 runs driven in. And Jack has come back with vengeance. He's 2 for 3 today and a run scored. The future Michigan Wolverine. And it's a pitch in the inside corner for a strike, a fringe pitch. Jack, an outstanding athlete. His grandparents are watching down in Willard, Missouri. Jack's father is from Missouri. There's a shot to left field, hit hard, but hit right at the left fielder Osterman. A well-struck baseball, nothing to show. Osterman stops it and puts the gauze on the bleeding. A 7-0 gash by the Eaglets as we go to the bottom of the fifth from Joe Peacock Field in Grand Blanc.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
You take a look at the Orchard Lake St. Mary's pitching this year. Brock Porter leads the way, 6-0. So we get a ground ball here. Jason Oliver snags it, throws to first. 1 out. That was the leadoff hitter in this inning, Dylan Bowen.
The throw beat the speedy Bowen just barely.
Bowen with really good speed, the leadoff man. Replay shows it. Smooth glove by Oliver. And the aggressive approach. Nolan Higgins is back out there.
He's thrown 80 pitches today. I didn't expect to see him back out this inning.
No, I didn't either, especially with whatever it was early that was bothering him. You'd think, but hey, he told Matt Petrie he's fine, and he's gone out and shown it. 9 strikeouts. Pitch on the inside corner just misses. This is Hunter Ames, the catcher. Senior quarterback on the football team, batting .289, 22 runs driven in, second best on the team. And he looks at a fastball at the shins for ball 2. 2-1 the count with 1 out here in the home half of the fifth. One of 2 games we'll have here on the prep, and 1 of 2 games for both these teams. 3-1 the count. St. Mary's will leave here and go to Broome Park and take on Macomb, Dakota. And Grand Blanc will stay right here, and they will take on Howell. And we'll get to our top 10 in a moment. And you'll see that Howell is in that top 10. There's a walk. That is the 6th walk dealt today by Higgins. Through his 4 1/3 innings pitched, he does have 9 strikeouts, and Matt Petrie may have seen enough.
Cole Mead's going to enter as the courtesy runner for the catcher here.
All right. Welcome to the game, Cole. And we'll see if Matt Petrie has come to the end of the line with Nolan Higgins. He'd be in line for his 4th win of the year. Higgins has only given up 1 hit today. But as Pete mentioned, he's thrown 88 pitches so far today, 49 for strikes, and has 20 batters faced.
Civilian still throwing down in the pen.
Higgins a part of.
Stay with Higgins.
They are going to stay with him. Higgins a part of that staff, and we see the arms race and what St. Mary's has done this year. Brock Porter 6-0 with that .167, but he hasn't been all of it. Aiden Donovan, part of that 5-member starting staff, sophomore. Kieran Kahi, who leads them with wins with 7. Parker Brustevich 6-0 with a sub-2 ERA, and Nolan Higgins 3-0 in line to go 4-0 with a sub-2 ERA, and then all the relievers on the right. Swing and a miss. It is a deep pitching staff, but it's been a staff that has also had to play in some close games lately, and they've had some pressure on them. Swing and a miss. Higgins comes back firing fastballs right down the heart of Jewett.
I'm guessing Higgins wanted to face Lally.
Yeah, this is a matchup that you put an asterisk next to. 0-2, he goes right at Lally. That one's fouled back. Lally has walked twice today.
Good players like to play against good players.
Yeah.
They like to test themselves. They like to see how good they can be. If he's going to be moving on to the next level and pitching in the Big Ten, he's going to face hitters that are as good, if not better, than a David Lally. So
that's right.
He's looking to challenge himself here.
Mead on it first, edges off, pitches outside. 1-2. It was a waste pitch from Nolan.
He walked Lally the first 2 times. He's ahead.
Ahead 1-2 here. Ground ball back to second, could be 2. Throw to center field, saved by McKay, and everybody's safe. Higgins was going to go to 1. His defense called for 2. It tripped him out, and he threw too tall.
It looked like he did not remember the runner at first. At first, he kind of double clutched, as if he was going to go to first, turned, and then both fielders were there. Throw was a little high. Shortstop got it and back, or which fielder caught it?
McKay, the second baseman. Yeah, backing up Oliver.
Backing up.
And Oliver, no chance. So it could have got him out of the inning, but his own fielding mistake will get him out of here. But, hey, what an outing for Nolan Higgins as we get a look at the senior who's in line for his 4th win, and an incredible afternoon for Nolan as he departs.
Yeah, he had a great outing, and the entire dugout comes out to meet him as he comes back from the mound.
We'll take a quick timeout. We'll tell you all about the freshman, Tuvalian. Paul Tuvalian comes in. We'll tell you about him next. We are the Prep.
Carry number 9.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Welcome back to Joe Peacock Field, home of the Bobcats, as we get a new pitcher into the game, and it is the freshman, and the only freshman getting minutes on the St. Mary's team, Paul Tuvalian, the right-hander, and his numbers very impressive on the season. We'll get to him in a moment. And that pitch is inside, and it hits the batter. So it hits Nate Fidelino, the 4-hitter. The bases are now loaded. And we'll get another look here.
Got him in the forearm.
Yeah.
No, but if the Bobcats, the first baseman, number 8 in the helm.
Matt Petrie in his 12th season, former Michigan Wolverine himself. His father, Dan Petrie, on the staff. Of course, former major leaguer, former World Series champion and all-star, and Matt had a fine career himself. Matt's brother Jeff is a NHL defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens. And I know you met Mr. Petrie last year.
Yeah.
After the ball game.
Yeah, it was nice to be there. Actually, I went over and talked to him before the game today. It was nice to see him again.
Pitch in the outside corner is a strike. This is Paul Tuvalian, a freshman, and it's a fastball that's hot. It's touched 91 this year. And just a freshman, this is a promising Division I prospect, another one. And right now he's in a tight spot with one out, and the base is loaded, 2-1 the count, and he's facing Morrow. Or is this Morrow? Helms. Apologize. Nathan Helms, the batter. A dangerous stick. Tuvalian on the year has pitched 11 1/3 innings. He's in his 7th appearance. He's 2-0. And he has 12 strikeouts and given up just 3 walks. The ERA is .97 for the freshman. But he's in trouble here. He's walked in a run. So back-to-back walks. It's now 7-1 as Graham Blanc scratches the surface. And trouble ahead, just 1 out. And Graham Blanc now will strut up Cisco Dion.
Number 9, Cisco Dion.
Tough spot for a freshman.
Yeah, the bases are loaded. They've already scored a run. They haven't gotten a hit this inning.
Swing and a miss.
Dion comes up swinging, expecting a first pitch strike. He was cutting.
Yep. Bases loaded. Lally at third, Fidelino at second, Morrow at first. And Paul Tuvalian, Toovalian, the freshman, is on. And he just can't find it right now. 2-1 the count. 7-1. Graham Blanc has scored here in the 5th, and they're looking for more. The 2-1. Strike called on the inside corner. Crowd didn't like that behind us. The 2-2 with 1 out. Fouled away. This is a great battle between Cisco Dion, who's batted .317 this year. He's having a fine offensive year. He's known for his defense, and he's a very productive senior in a key spot here. Tapper in front of the plate. Tuvalian will come home with it. Underhands to Irish, and that is out number 2. So a fine play by Tuvalian to field his position and by Irish to call for it to come back to him. And there's 2 outs just like that.
Really smart play. I think that was his only play. I don't know that he would have had to play at first base even.
Agree. Get another look at it here. Just a tapper out in front of the plate. Tuvalian athletic enough to pounce on it and composed enough to underhand it accurately to Irish. And Doug Tipton, the field umpire, has come running over to the St. Mary's bench. And I don't know what it's about, but there's 2 outs and the bases are loaded. Fidelino at third, Morrow at second, Dion at first. And that ball gets away from Irish, breaking home, and no chance. So a great jump by Nathan Fidelino to score at 7-2 now. The Bobcats have struck twice in this inning.
That one skipped up high, unlike that one we saw earlier that bounced off the short backstop. Kicked high and hit that netting, and it died right there.
It'll be a wild pitch. A run is in. And 7-2.
Parsons has the only hit for Grand Blanc in this game.
Sure does.
And he's at the plate with 2 guys in scoring position.
Big opportunity for the junior Parsons, who looks at a ball. 310 hitter on the year, 11 runs driven in. Smart kid, really knows the game. A savvy second baseman, Travis Parsons, looking for his second hit of the game. He would cut this lead in half and a little more. Throw down to third, and Ike Irish making sure that Morrow doesn't sneak off, get too nosy.
If you're the Grand Blanc coaches, you've got to be telling your guys not to take too much.
You don't want to give that up, especially with this guy at the plate. Pitch just misses outside. 3-0.
Is that just 3?
Is that 3? Yeah, okay. I think so.
I thought it was 4. Wasn't it 4?
I don't know. Nobody knows. Scoreboard's out.
Well,
we'll see. The
scoreboard had said 3 before that, and it flipped to 0 because
I don't know. It's a count, Blue. 3-1. 3-1 the count. 3-2.
I guess they called one of those a strike.
Okay. Runners at second and third. Strike 3 called. Got him on strikes. 2 runs in on the inning, but a punch out, a big one for the freshman. But St. Mary's gives up 2, 7-2, as we go to the top of the 6th from the home of the Bobcats in Grand Blanc. Welcome back to Grand Blanc and Joe Pittick Field. We look at the top 10, and Orchard Lake St. Mary's number 1, Grand Blanc 2, Northville 3, Muskegon Mona Shores 4, Rockford 5, Kennewa Hills 6, Rochester Adams 7, Howell 8th. We'll see Howell after this one, as they'll take on Grand Blanc, and Battle Creek Lakeview 9, Woodhaven 10th. That is the MHS BCA poll. That's the coaches poll. And as you see, number 1 and number 2 going at it, and number 1 on top 7-2 for the moment. But Grand Blanc coming back. They had 2 runs scored in the 5th, and despite just 1 run, they're making a move. And 1 hit, I should say. They're making a move, and this is a big 6th inning for Grand Blanc to come out and shut down this Eaglet offense.
Absolutely. They can't let it get any further than it is, because the kind of pitching that St. Mary's has, you're not going to put together a lot of big innings.
Yep.
And you only have 2 innings left, so you're going to need to score runs.
St. Mary's is looking to win their 58th straight game, dating back to last year. This is Nolan Schubert, who is hitless in this game. The Eaglets have 7 games this year where they've thrown 1-hitters. They have 8 games this year where they've thrown no-hitters. They have 18 games where they've given up 3 hits or less. 1-1 count, nobody out. Leadoff man for the Eaglets in the 6th is their number 2 hitter, Nolan Schubert, who has 9 home runs on the year, second best to only his roommate, Ike Irish. 2-2 count. This is Gabe Morrow, the senior. third pitcher on for the Bobcats, and he throws wide. He has a ring, I would imagine, to his credit.
This is first year.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, how about it? Even more impressive, coming out for his senior year, to be a part of something great. 312 down the lines, 375 to center. Schubert with some good pop in that bat, full count pitch. Grounds it foul. Dresselhaus dances his way down in that on-deck circle that's been
a hot
fire. Man, I don't know if I'd stay there. I'd go warm up behind the fence, behind the poles, behind the dugout, behind the camera. Upstairs, he walks Schubert, who has walked twice in this game now. And the leadoff man walk, just something that it isn't good, especially against St. Mary's, who will now bring up their three-hitter.
That's how that last inning started.
Yeah.
Was that walk. Dresselhaus had a single, and then you'll recall Irish went deep to left field.
That's right. There are some other games going on. As Dresselhaus drives one deep to left center, going back, and it's off the wall. Schubert will round second, head to third. Dresselhaus will stand up and take his 10th double, team leading to the second base, standing up. And the Eaglets with their heels clicking again here in the sixth.
It's with their 10th hit of the game, I believe.
Yeah. Brother Ice has knocked off St. Clair 6-1. That's a final. And Livonia Churchill and Liggett are going at it. We'll have an update here shortly. 2-0 Liggett against Churchill, rivals of the West Falls. Sure he feels good about that one. Second and third, nobody out. Ike Irish up, trying to go deep and hit his second three-run shot of the day. And he won't do it on that pitch. That one's lifted foul out of play. Parsons gives chase. Ike's dad, Jeff, was a 9th-round pick of the Toronto Blue Jays, coming out of Milford High School. Get a look at Kyle Buchanan. Oh, look at the curves on that camera. Gotcha. Second and third, nobody out. Ike Irish up. Morrow, the pitcher. Outfield bunched up the middle. Irish will lift one out of here. Brock Porter talked a lot about as a first-round pick, and that's almost a guarantee. But Ike Irish is in the discussion as well, and should not be overshadowed in the MLB draft next month. A lot of power, and when you're a left-handed catcher that is plus defense, plus offense, you got a chance. Ike out of Hudsonville originally. But again, his dad is from Metro Detroit. Milford is close. That one is shot to the right side. That's a base hit. That's going to score two more. Schubert in to score. Right behind him, Dresselhaus. The throw is cut off, and it's a 5 RBI day for the potential first-round pick of the Eaglets, Ike Irish.
You walk the leadoff batter, they're going to make you pay. Really doesn't matter where you are in the lineup, but especially in the middle of this lineup.
Up and in, he pulled it through. 9-2 St. Mary's. They've scored multiple runs in the 3rd, 5th, and now 6th inning. And here comes Blake Grimmer. Chubbs Ruckhaber will run for Irish. Minnie McKay in the on-deck circle. 9-2 St. Mary's.
Still nobody out.
Grimmer looks at one down and away. despite having a May that wasn't as good as his April, Blake Grimmer's still hitting 364. But his average was north of 400 for probably the first 25 games. Pitches low. Still leads the team with 41 RBIs.
A lot of guys on base in front of him with this lineup.
Yeah, there's chances to drive guys in constantly.
Of course, a lot of times Irish drives him in before he gets the chance.
That's true. That's true. And they have moved the lineup around a little bit. Grimmer was hitting in the 2-hole for a lot of the season, and has recently moved further down in the order, but there's certainly competition amongst these kids. And this kid's won a lot of them here. Fouled back. Great battle going on right now between Gabe Morrow and Blake Grimmer. Don't forget, it's Howell and Graham Blanc coming up next. That was slated for what, 1:15? We're at 1:09 now. I don't think
we're going to make that start time.
I don't think we're going to make it. I don't think we're going to make that, but that's okay. We don't have to go anywhere. We're staying right here. Nobody out yet. And that one's grounded up the middle. This could be two. Second for one, and no throw to first. So that's the first out recorded. It's a fielder's choice. Ruckhaber's out, and here comes Ryan Minnie McKay, the future Spartan. Fine job by Dion to get it over to Lally. And really no chance to turn two against Grimmer, who runs well. McKay pulls one foul. What a season for Ryan Minnie McKay. The junior has led this team 30 RBIs now with his sac fly back in the third. 3 home runs and 6 doubles. And he fouls one off his right leg. Ryan McKay was unsigned a year ago and signed this fall with Michigan State. Got his friend Nolan Higgins to join him a couple days ago. In-state talent, staying in-state. That one's driven deep to right, and that one's going to go foul and rattle in the corner. St. Mary's has had 14 mercies this year. They have mercied 14 opponents, including yesterday's opponent, Flushing.
When their lineup gets going, it's a sight to behold. Their pitching, like you said, is always there. But when the lineup gets going, they're such a good team, such a deep team, such a talented team.
And in the game of baseball, sometimes it's neutralized. Teams get hot, teams get on runs, and that's what's always scary with a team like, say, if you are, St. Mary's or Grand Blanc a year ago. I mean, you get on a run like that, it doesn't matter who's ahead of you. And so right. Baseball's a funny game, and despite all that, I mean, it takes one game, one pitcher, one moment, and the game's gone.
Well, but the thing that makes it all the more impressive, what Orchard Lake St. Mary's has done, is the fact that every game they're getting everybody's best shot.
Yeah, true.
Teams are lining up to throw their best pitcher against them. They're coming out. They've had the team well scouted. They don't sneak up on anybody, and yet they've been able to win every game throughout this whole streak.
It has. St. Mary's took their show on the road to the state of Ohio earlier this year and went up against some of the best in Ohio. They took on St. Ignatius in Cleveland and knocked them off thanks to a 7th-inning home run by Nolan Schubert. Olentangy Orange, Grove City, Upper Arlington, all victims of the Eaglets in the state of Ohio from the 21st to the 23rd. St. Mary's and Grand Blanc do have a common opponent in Detroit Country Day. St. Mary's beat Country Day earlier this year. And Country Day was the last opponent, ironically enough, for Grand Blanc. They lost 1-0. We have Country Day in our top 10. There's a shot foul again, and Minnie McKay's at bat continues to take 20 minutes.
You know, it's neat that they got to go down to Ohio and play against those teams. It really is a shame that a team this talented, though, is not able to travel further away to go play against some of the really top teams in the nation.
Right.
You'd love to have that opportunity. Obviously, MHSAA rules preclude that possibility. You kind of would like to see these guys play against the team from Florida, the teams from Texas, the teams from some of the top spots in the nation, and really get a chance to challenge themselves against the very top competition.
That's right. 1 out, bases loaded. There goes the runner, Grimmer. That one's driven deep to center, but a beat on it is Bowen, and he won't have to move very far. Hit hard, but hit right at him. It's out number 2 here in the 6th with 2 runs in, and that'll leave it up to the shortstop and the Michigan commit, Jason Oliver. It was a 4-minute at bat officially between Minnie McKay and Gabe Morrow. And 4 minutes of your life you'll never get back.
Only 4, huh?
That's it. 4 minutes. That pizza looks good. I'll trade you a pizza for donut. Man. And half of your wife's, too. I'll throw in a Fruity Pebble one. I digress.
Stolen base
pitch.
there.
Stolen base happened? All right. I still didn't even get the trade done. Man, not good. Grimmer stole a base for St. Mary's. That's their 63rd of the year. Here comes the 1-0. It's upstairs. Jason Oliver, 5'10", 180 pounds. He's a junior. And he's had a very productive junior campaign. Committed to Michigan a year ago. Slider over for a strike, well placed. 2-1 the count. Grand Blanc swept Mount Pleasant 12-0 and 5-1 in mid-Michigan. And that was back on the 16th of this month. A couple of statement wins in Oil City. That one's flown to right. This should get Grand Blanc out of the inning. Allen calls off Dion, and the inning's over. So the side retired. 9-2 St. Mary's as we go to the bottom of the 6th. We are the Prep. Thanks for watching.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th. We talked about our national rankings. This is a collegiate baseball newspaper. It's not ours, but we'll display it for you and reveal it for you. St. Mary's now 35-0. They're number 1. Stoneman Douglas out of Florida. And Pete was telling you it'd be nice if they could play some of these teams. It sure would. Summerall in Mississippi, along with Providence in North Carolina. North Acona, Georgia. Northwest Ranking out of Mississippi. Berkeley Prep out of Florida. Rockwell Heath out of Texas. Ray out of Texas. And Hamilton out of Arizona, peeping into that top 10 this week. 9-2 St. Mary's on top. They're looking for their 58th straight win. That registers in the top 3 in MHSAA history. They're looking to get to 36-0. And they're coming off a 15-2 win against Flushing, which is what, 5-10 minutes from here? That was yesterday.
Not too far.
How did the rain evade? Like, is there like I mean, what was over Flushing to allow that field I understand it was like a monsoon here yesterday, but they put a cover over Flushing, and they played baseball, and 15-2 St. Mary's wins over Flushing. Did you all play Flushing this year? I think you did, yeah? Sorry, I put you on the spot.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if they got them or not. I think they did.
I think they did.
Early in the season?
Yeah, we got it right here. You're right. Flushing,
Yeah,
9-2 on the 30th of April. And that was a 9-2 win. Ironically, that's the score of this game right now. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. The freshman gets the leadoff man, Osterman, out on strikes. And there's quickly one out in the home half of the sixth. Tuvaling with that off-speed pitch. Slider in the dirt. And Osterman out. Here comes the number 9 hitter. This is Jordan Allen. Allen, a senior, and one of 8 in the starting 9 for Kevin Hubbs, the head coach. So the Bobcats' path in the districts.
Yeah, they've got Heartland would be the district championship game if they got there. That would be a tough battle for sure. Not a walkover district by any means. They got Holly in the first round, and so we'll see what happens. They've got to show up ready to play.
St. Mary's did play Heartland earlier in the year and did beat them at home, but you're right, Heartland is a formidable opponent. Brad Gunther, their head coach, well-respected bench boss. And Heartland, a big rival of Howell, who Grand Blanc will play next. Maybe they'll give you the scouting report afterwards. Hey, here's our scouting report on how to beat Heartland. They might do that. They don't like each other. I would ask.
We used to be in the same conference as those guys.
Is that right?
The
okay.
KLAA, yeah, before we moved to Saginaw Valley League.
All right. Well, you know they don't play. But they might trade a scouting report. I don't know. I'm staying out of that one. I got enough problems. Jordan Allen, the batter. 9-2 St. Mary's on top. Bottom of the sixth. That's a base hit to left. Second hit of the game.
Swing. Opposite field swing there. Just went with the pitch.
Beautiful swing off the bat of Jordan Allen. And now there's speed on the base paths and just going the other way.
That's what you like to do there. You just don't try to do too much with it. They just need base runners. He doesn't need to go for the fences or anything. Just get on base. So go with the pitch. Placed a nice single to left field.
Yes, sir. So here comes Bowen. This is Dylan Bowen, the senior center fielder.
This is his 4th time up. He's 0 for 3 today. Would like to break through here and see if he can get something started for the Bobcats.
Tuvaling, the freshman's going to get a chat from his senior battery mate, Ike Irish.
Yeah, this seems to me like it's going to be one of those one-sided conversations here, where Irish has come out to talk not so much with him but to him, and to tell him what he needs to do here.
Get a look at our top 10. This is just in Metro Detroit. Northville 2, Rice 3, Adams 4, Woodhaven 5, Howell 6th, West Bloomfield 7th, Country Day 8th, New Boston 9th, and Divine Child 10th. Again, that's just Metro Detroit, Tri-County area. Grand Blanc not eligible for that poll. If they were, they would be number 2. But there's some movement there this week.
Count goes to 3-1 here.
Big at bat for Bowen. And he drives one to center, hit hard. That one's going to be caught by Dresselhaus.
What a great catch.
Oh, an athletic leap by the senior headed to Michigan State. And he robs Bowen of a base hit.
That's a tough play there. Coming in, he dives and makes the play. It's a lot easier to dive to the left or to the right. He more is coming in there in addition to just going over to his right, what a nice play there by the center fielder, Dresselhaus.
And if I told you it's not his natural position or even his second position, you probably wouldn't believe me, but it's not. But he has been the everyday center fielder the last 2 years for Matt Petrie. Dresselhaus, a catcher and second baseman by trade. But he's made a smooth transition to center. And here is Hunter Ames, the number 2 hitter. Lally in the on-deck circle. Fastball outside corners firm and a strike called.
Well, that's what we were saying before. You've got to find a way to get some playing time with this lineup that's so deep. With an Ike Irish as your catcher, you're not going to play a lot of catcher at Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
Yep, they moved him. And Dresselhaus was fine with the assignment. He knew what Irish was bringing behind him.
It's kind of a Craig Biggio.
Yeah.
Catcher, second base,
That's
center
right.
field.
That's
kind
right.
of an odd combo there, but.
That's right. You're exactly right. Pitch in the dirt. Irish with a stop. He'll eat the ball. Good hustle and instincts by Allen.
Great read.
Yeah.
Great read. I didn't think he was going to go on it, and he just got a great read off of that pitch in the dirt and was able to get in without a throw.
Secondary lead was special. Foul at the plate. Hunter Ames, who led this team to the semifinals in football against Rochester Adams. Fine football season by the head coach.
Clint Alexander.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Clint Alexander. He's not related to John Alexander, is he?
Couldn't tell you.
Former St. Mary's
Couldn't tell you.
teacher. Okay. Random thought. Pitch is low, so first and second now. Grand Blanc not done. They scored 2 in the 5th. They're trying to add 1 or 2 or 7 here in the 6th. Pinch runner now. It'll be a courtesy runner. And into the game for Kevin Hobbs is number 10, and that is Cole Mead, who we saw earlier in the ball game. And that'll bring up David Lally in a big spot with 2 on and 2 out here in the 6th, and his team down a touchdown at home. Fastball right down the middle.
He'd like to kick the field goal here.
Yeah, very good. I like it. And we get it right where you want it, at least give yourself a chance.
He did have a field goal last year. I think I might have mentioned that before.
No, did he really? In football?
No, against
against
Brock Porter.
That's notable and worth repeating. Fouled away. And don't you dare think that those two won't talk about it for years to come if they haven't already.
I'm sure.
They both could be drafted in the Major League draft coming up next month. I know Lally's a prospect that is being talked about being drafted, special two-way talent. Pitch is low. By the way, Porter is a two-way talent as well. He hasn't been able to showcase it as much, but he is batting .533 to lead the team, and he has 4 home runs.
He is a special player.
Swing and a miss. The freshman gets Lally to strike out and end the threat. So 2 men left on. Grand Blanc is out here in the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th from Joe Peacock Field in Grand Blanc. Thanks for watching. We are the Prep.
Begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
All Catholic performers for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. There's 8 of them. This is the first 4. Parker Brustevich, the sophomore. Dresselhaus, the senior. Jack Crichton made his return last week. Ryan Minnie McKay. And then the next group as well, Grimmer, Irish, Oliver, and Porter. A all-Catholic dominated team by the Eaglets. They get 8 on that team. And Matt Petrie said he was very humbled by it. And that's an honor that you don't take lightly in the Catholic League Central Division that's been loaded with talent. It is again this year with Brother Rice, University Liggett, Catholic Central, Warren de La Salle, and U of D. Even the last place team has 2 Division I commits. And I mean, it's just a deep, deep league with baseball as it was for basketball.
Basketball was just ridiculous this year.
Yeah, it really was.
I think, wasn't it Catholic Central was the last place team, and that's who we played in the state quarterfinals.
Right,
right. When your last place team is a state quarterfinalist,
yeah,
that kind of tells you how tough that division of that league is.
Well, how about this? I'll do it one better, not to one-up you, but how about your 4th place team, De La Salle, wins the state title.
There you go.
Wins the state title.
Right.
And knocked off the first place team.
We saw them.
Yeah. Well, a lot of teams did, including St. Mary's, who was upset by him in the quarterfinals.
Yep.
The team they were upset by in the year before in the quarterfinals, you may be familiar with, Grand Blanc. I say upset, but not really fair, I guess, to call it an upset. Grand Blanc would go on to win the state title and prove to be a worthy champion. And hats off to Mike Thomas and company. This is Parker Brustevich. And he's working against Owen Turnbow, the pitcher.
It's actually Chris Worley, who is a guy who just got brought up. He's a freshman and is wearing that uniform now that had been worn by Owen earlier.
Okay, appreciate that. Chris Worley?
Chris Worley actually came up and pitched one game, and I can't remember who it was against, but about a little over a week ago, came in and his first 5 1/3 innings were perfect.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So this is a live freshman arm. So Matt Petrie throws a freshman arm, and you know what? Kevin Hubb says, hey, I got a freshman arm too. And he looks pretty good. Chris Worley working against the number 9 hitter, Ryan Mooney. St. Mary's set to play one more game and would be their 37th game of the year. And it will be Macomb, Dakota, a team that they don't play often. Macomb, Dakota's out of the MAC, and I believe the largest high school. And you and Grand Blanc and Dakota kind of go back and forth for the largest schools in the state, right? You both are up there quite a bit.
Definitely up there in the top 2 or 3.
Yep. Swinging a foul back, but Dakota, a worthy opponent of the Eaglets, no doubt. Angelo Plouffe is their head coach. And Jason Ladd, the head coach of Howell, will bring the Highlanders in here from the KLAA. Pitch is inside corner, strike called. Mooney out for excessive window shopping. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the 7th for the Eaglets, and what should be their final at-bat of the day.
He just froze him on that pitch.
Real nice look at the off-speed pitch. Here's Jack Crichton, who's having a big day for St. Mary's. Nothing new there. Came in the top hitter, and as advertised, he's 2 for 4 today. Crichton, Dresselhaus, and Irish all with multiple hit days along with Brustevich. But it's been all about Ike Irish. 5 RBIs to go with those 2 hits, including a home run. Chris's pitch is low. 1-1 the count to Jack Crichton, all Catholic in basketball and in baseball. This is a two-sport star for St. Mary's. Also high academic, 4-point student.
And he's got Missouri roots, so
he's
about perfect.
That's right. Willard, Missouri is where his kin is from. That pitch behind Jack, and he'll take it lighthearted like he does most things. The pitcher is Chris Worley, a freshman. Jack knows what it's like being a freshman and playing in a big-time game. As a freshman, he started for St. Mary's in their state championship season, 2019. Fouls it back. Crichton will also be a talked-about player in the 2022 Major League Baseball draft next month. This is a guy that can really square up a baseball. He's 6'4", can run, and just needs to add a little bit of strength, and he's going to be considered 5-tool with power. But he's good enough to get drafted, no doubt. And he's on with a 2-out walk here in the 7th.
They're going to bring in a pinch runner for him.
Yeah, this is Grant Essig, the sophomore. His two brothers were twin brothers on the St. Mary's state championship team from last year. They're both at Ashland University in Ohio. Fine Division II program. Nolan Schubert is the batter. He takes a strike in the outside corner. Nolan's dad was on the St. Mary's finalist team of 1984. Ground ball, and Theo Piccarelli will keep that in front of him like a good catcher does.
He's got those same pink trim cleats there.
How about it?
That's the thing these days, I guess.
Well, I think we're going to have to go to the bench for some pink in between games.
There you go.
I think we got a pink prep shirt in the car. You're going to have to wear it, though, Pete. I'm not quite that confident myself these days. Here's the 0-2 pitch in the dirt, and Essig will break for second and make it easily standing up. So there's a ribeye still out there for Schubert. If he can connect here. St. Mary's and Grand Blanc again are on a collision course to meet on June the 11th in the regional, the quarterfinal. Both teams will be at Novi High School along with Brother Rice. They're all anticipated, at least. I'm sort of putting the cart ahead of the horse. I know there's a lot of work to be done. Heartland in the districts is not a gimme or walkover, as Pete mentioned, but if it happens, it's fun to think about these two teams playing again on June the 11th at 3 o'clock.
That would be a wonderful thing. It would be nice to see them battling with pretty much everything on the line at that time.
Yep. Grand Blanc would have to play Brother Rice. I'm predicting that. That's me. On June the 11th at 10 a.m. first. And St. Mary's would have to win at 12:30 first against the District 29 or 30 winner, which could be Rochester Adams. Pitch inside, and Schubert draws yet another walk. And for Nolan, that is his team-leading 36th walk as we get a look at that last pitch. Pete, what do you think?
It might have been inside. Chris Worley certainly thought it was a strike. He started to trot off the mound.
Yeah.
It definitely looked a little bit inside by the way the catcher moved his glove on it.
Yeah. St. Mary's will start their districts on Saturday, 1 week from today. Excuse me, yes, 1 week from today. That's June 4th. St. Mary's will play the winner of Avondale and Bloomfield Hills. And then later on, we'll play the winner of Troy West Bloomfield. This is Dresselhaus, who's had a big day. Dresselhaus in this game, 3 for 4. 3 runs scored. We're assuming that's West Bloomfield, so St. Mary's and West Bloomfield will play on Saturday, June 4th for the district title. If St. Mary's advances, they'd play at West Bloomfield High School on the 8th against the winner of Walled Lake Northern, Walled Lake Central, Walled Lake Western, Lakeland, or Milford. I'm going to say it's going to be Lakeland. Pitch in the outside corner, strike called. They would then advance to June 11th and the regional finals against that District 29 or 30 winner. Dresselhaus drives one to right. He's looking for his 4th hit today. He won't get it there. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. St. Mary's by 7, 9-2 on the road against Grand Blanc. The number 1 team has proven they're number 1 again today so far. Shot, one hopper, Lally handles it, will touch the bag himself. And that's all for St. Mary's offense in Grand Blanc. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last call for the home team. In this battle of 2 blue bloods in Division I baseball in the state of Michigan. We're coming back for the last 3 outs. From Joe Pittock Field, we are the Prep. Welcome back to Grand Blanc and Joe Pittock Field. And for Grand Blanc, they will lead off with Nathan Fidelino. Nathan, that's a new name. Nate Fidelino. State title to his credit from a year ago. Batting .351, second best on this team, fouls it back. Paul Tuvalian is back out there and trying to preserve the win for Nolan Higgins, who started, went 4 1/3, gave up just 1 hit and 1 run. Misses outside. He struck out 9 and walked 6. And he threw 93 pitches. Tuvalian has pitched an inning and 2/3. He's given up 1 hit, 1 run, and struck out 3 and walked 2. Make it now 3. So the leadoff man is on via the walk, Mr. Scribner.
And that's really been the one thing that you can hold against the St. Mary's pitchers today. That's what, 9 walks.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously it doesn't look like it's going to cost them today, but somewhere down the road you could end up seeing that cost you if you walk 9 guys in a game.
Absolutely.
That's often going to come back to bite you.
Sure will. This is number 8, Nathan Helms. Helms has an RBI today. He had that RBI walk, drove in a run back in the 5th inning. Swing and a miss. Out on strikes, Tuvalian gets the strikeout, his 4th of the day. And there's one out here in the 7th inning.
Now back to the Bobcats, second baseman number 9, Cisco Dion.
And I think Howell is here. Somebody was really worried about Howell. Was it Alex Johnson? Howell isn't here. Howell isn't here. So worried about it. You want to go greet him? Go greet him. It's okay. Everything's fine. They're here. They were coming from another game, Alex. My goodness. Here's the pitch upstairs. Cisco Dion is the second baseman, and he is facing Paul Tuvalian. Big at bat for him.
Well, this hasn't been the quickest game ever. We're looking at what we had 11 o'clock start time, so we're at about 2 hours 45 minutes here.
Did I mention Howell's here?
No, I don't think you did. This is the time where I would like to have like a side mic where I can
Pitches upstairs. 9-2 St. Mary's on top, bottom of the 7th. Grand Blanc in the black pinstriped uniforms down to their final 2 outs. And they draw another walk. So Dion with a nice at bat. And that will bring up Travis Parsons, who already has a hit today. And Tuvalian starting to see the walls close in on him a bit here.
Third baseman number 24, Travis Parsons.
Parsons struts up. Nine runs on 12 hits and 1 error for the Eaglets. 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 errors. Deuces are wild for Grand Blanc. They got 2 runs in the 5th. St. Mary's with 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. Fouled away. 0-2 the count. The sun's starting to shine through. Oh, it feels good on this Memorial Day weekend. Pitch inside, did it hit him? It did. John Sandlin said so. The bases are loaded, and Matt Petrie marches right out to the mound, and he's got something to say.
There's nobody up in the pen.
No.
But he's going to make the switch here. Jason Oliver.
Oliver comes in and will take his warm-up tosses. We'll take a timeout. We're back in a moment.
Number 3.
From Grand Blanc and Joe Peacock Field, thanks for watching. We are the Prep. Beautiful afternoon for baseball. Happy Memorial Day weekend. As Jason Oliver is on in relief for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, the hot throwing right-hander with 3 saves on the year to his credit. Jason last came on in relief against Brother Rice for the Catholic League Championship back on Wednesday. Ryan Minnie McKay will move to shortstop. Will Boisnow will come in and play second. As Oliver, the previously noted shortstop, comes in to pitch. And we are set for action. This is Seth Osterman against Jason Oliver, and it's a pitch low for a ball. Bases are loaded.
It's Tuvalian pitched 2 innings there. He hit the first batter he faced and hit the last batter he faced.
Yeah. The freshman with some experience against the state's second-best team, and it's valuable experience. But in the end, yeah, shows a little bit of the inexperience. 4 strikeouts and 4 walks shows that. Now he's up against it. Osterman swing and a miss. Osterman in this game, 0 for 2. He struck out twice. He has walked once. Everybody that's batted today has walked except for the leadoff man, ironically. There's a fly ball to center, not deep enough. Tagging at third is Fidelino. He'll come in to score. Tagging at second is Dion. Heading to third, it's now 9-3 as the Bobcats have closed to within 6 with 2 outs here in the 7th. Good swing on it, and did enough to drive in the run at least, Pete, and give this game a little bit of a closer look for now.
Absolutely. You're going to keep fighting till the end if you're the Grand Blanc team here. Sure, not likely you're going to score 7 runs in the 7th inning, but
Jordan with one of the 2 hits. This one's popped up to left field near the line, makes the catch, does Ryan Mooney, and this game's over. So St. Mary's wins their 58th straight game, and they win their 35th to start this 2022 campaign. They knock off Grand Blanc on the road by a final score of 9-3. We'll come back and wrap this thing up from Grand Blanc. Don't go anywhere. We've got Howell and the Bobcats coming up just around the corner. We are the Prep.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
What I could tell right off the start was that they were really about the player, and I just got out of high school, so I was using BB Corps bats for the past 3-4 years. When y'all came to me, took my advice, trying to figure out what we wanted, what I learned in high school about bats, and what I wish I had, it's really cool to be a part of. I can't remember the last time that I hit balls that far with a BB Corps bat or as hard. Definitely the best BB Corps bat I've ever swung in my life. And I've swung plenty of BB Corps bats. The numbers can prove it too, because the numbers that I was getting on my exit velos and the distance, I really didn't get close to that in some of the other BB Corps bats. Yeah, just overall, it's been really fun. Know that you were a part of it and that a lot of kids are going to love to use it. Yeah, super excited.
Welcome back to Joe Peacock Field. Chad Bush with you. St. Mary's wins it 9-3 over Grand Blanc, the number 1 team in the nation and in the state. Knocks off the number 2 team in Division 1. And the final numbers in this one, our G of the game goes to Ike Irish. Ike had a 3-run shot, 5 RBIs for St. Mary's. He ends up 2 for 3 with 5 runs driven in. Jack Crichton, the leadoff man, feeling just fine. On base 3 times, 2 for 4 in the game, and scored a run. Jake Dresselhaus, 3 for 5 in the game, scored 3 runs. Ike Irish again with the 2 hits and the 5 RBIs. Grimmer with a hit and 2 RBIs. And 2 for 4 was Parker Brustevich with an RBI. The win goes to the recently committed Michigan State Spartan, Nolan Higgins. He goes to 4-0 on the year. And Nathan Helms takes the loss. It's his first loss of the year. He goes to 5-1. For Grand Blanc, they were shut down. Just 2 hits on the game, 2 RBIs, a hit from Allen, a hit from Parsons, and an RBI from Helms and an RBI from Osterman. Both RBIs were without the benefit of a hit. Helms started, went 3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, just 2 of them earned. He struck out 3 and walked none. And Higgins struck out 9, walked 6, gave up just the 1 hit, the 1 run. Tuvalian came on, 2 innings in relief, gave up 2 runs, just 1 earned. Gave up 1 hit, struck out 4, walked 4. Jason Oliver came on for 2/3 of an inning and got the save. So that's it. St. Mary's wins it 9-3 over Grand Blanc. They go to 36-0. They've won 58 straight games. And Grand Blanc now falls to 23-7-1 on the year. And the Grand Blanc Bobcats will take on Howell. The Highlanders are in the house. We'll have that game on another link coming up. We'll close out this game. Thanks so much for watching. We're available on video on demand for free. Subscribe to us. We are The Prep. Thanks for watching. Your final score today from Grand Blanc, Orchard Lake St. Mary's wins it by a final score of 9-3 over Grand Blanc. Thanks so much for watching. We're The Prep. Take care.